Is the NFL a scam? It seems like that's a possibility. I'm Scoot, and welcome to the Scoot of the Air YouTube channel. This is the Daily Hit on the SOTA YouTube channel. Hope you will subscribe if you haven't done it yet. I can't afford real signs yet or real graphics, but that's coming. We have reached over 120 subscribers. So, we're just getting started, but would love for you to subscribe, and then you will get a notice every time we do something new. We've got some interview shows posted and a lot of stuff posted on there now, and a lot more coming up. This is our Scoot on the Air YouTube channel. This is taking advantage of this network, YouTube, and we can really do whatever we want here. We have to talk about the NFL. We have to talk about that blown call in the Saints-Rams NFC Championship game yesterday in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. I was on the first row in the plaza section. I was right there, the first row. It happened right in front of me. It was obvious. It was interference. And the fact that there was no call really brings into question the very integrity of the NFL. And as much as Commissioner Roger Goodell is going to want this to go away, it ain't going away, Roger. No, it's not going away. And if you're not guilty, then you're going to need to convince us, because it sure looks like you're guilty. And I realize the premise in this country, you're guilty until proven innocent. I mean, you're innocent until proven guilty. But the evidence is so clear that we can't help but question whether or not you and the NFL are a scam. Let's think about this. The Saints going to the Super Bowl in Atlanta. A couple of problems there. First of all, it's the Saints, a smaller market. Secondly, Atlanta's a bigger market. Did Roger Goodell and did the NFL want to protect the Falcons in the larger market and the owner, Arthur Blank? Did they want to protect them and save them from the humiliation of the Saints going into Atlanta and playing in the Super Bowl in their city? I say that's a very strong possibility. Not only that, but if the Rams go to the Super Bowl, Los Angeles is a much bigger market. The Rams don't have a real strong fan base in LA. They've built this giant new multi-billion-dollar stadium that the Rams are going to be in. They need to sell those seats. The Rams going to the Super Bowl while they're in Los Angeles would be a huge step toward making the Rams more popular in the second largest market in America, Los Angeles. And that benefits the owners. Let's remember, the owners elect the commissioner. And I think this is another example of how the 1% really does control everything. Roger Goodell is making the owners tons and tons of money. From that standpoint, he's been a successful commissioner. If the owners are making tons of money under the leadership of Roger Goodell, are they going to challenge him, or are they going to be happy with the money? And it seems like what is more important than the integrity of the game is the money the owners are getting. And the NFL does better when a big team like Los Angeles, or a team from a city like Los Angeles, rather than a team from New Orleans, goes to the Super Bowl. And the Patriots and the Rams, the populated Northeast, the populated West Coast, it's a dream come true for the NFL. So could it be that without anything officially being done, that officials, maybe not all of them, but that an official or two, or maybe all officials, are they given a directive? If not directly, are they given a directive to favor one team over another team when it comes to something like a key call? Let's be honest. That non-call against the Rams, pass interference against the Rams, would have put the Saints in a position to run the clock down and score and go to the Super Bowl. Now, while there's no guarantee that the officials can sway the outcome of a game, it seems like they do have the power to guide a game in that direction. And even if it's not set in stone or a guarantee, that's not fair. It's not fair. And I'll tell you what is in question here: the very integrity of the NFL. If the NFL loses its integrity, if there are questions about calls or non-calls in the NFL, nobody's going to watch. Well, people are going to watch, but the bottom's going to fall out of the NFL. And the big, giant, behemoth monster, cash money monster that has been created here is going to suffer. And trust that sponsors are going to be involved in this too. There is going to be a bigger call for a boycott than there was for the boycott because of the kneeling during the national anthem. Because this brings into question the very honesty and integrity of the game. Is this the WWE? I don't think it's all predetermined. And I don't know that players are involved. I mean, I'm sure some players over the years have been involved in some shady activity that has either thrown games or attempted to throw games. But what's most concerning to me about this is this could be coming from the NFL. And the NFL could be directing things to turn out a certain way for their own selfish best interest. And so does this indicate to you that money, the millions and millions and millions of dollars generated for the owners in the NFL is more important than the integrity of the game for the fans? This is why we, the fans, have to speak up. This is why we cannot let this die. If there is any hint, if there's any evidence of any kind of direction of officials on the part of the officials or the NFL in terms of the outcome of a game, there should be an investigation. And if there is any evidence, criminal charges should be filed. People go to jail over this kind of stuff. And maybe that's the only thing that can bring a sense of reality to them, is a real strong investigation. I think there should be an investigation into this. That non-call that was such an obvious interference call against the Rams that would have put the Saints in a position to run the clock down and probably win the game and go to the Super Bowl. That one call was so obviously screwed up that you can't help but question that it was planned. In fact, if you watch the video, the official there makes the call, and then another official close by comes running into the scene, almost as if he's going to challenge. He's going to say, let's have a discussion about this. It's interference. And if you watch carefully, the official there waves him off, pushes him, not literally push him, but waves him off, basically saying, or it appears that he's saying, I got this, it's a non-call, I got the final word here. Why didn't the officials even discuss it? Why wasn't there a conference? It appeared as if one official wanted to have a conference over it, which again means that maybe it's not all the officials, but maybe a couple of key officials are involved in attempting, no guarantee, but attempting to direct the outcome of games based on how the NFL feels it can best benefit when one team wins over another team. It seems like this is a strong possibility. I predict that if nothing else, there will be wholesale changes in the use of the replay system and reviewable calls. I mean, calls just like plays, especially key calls like this one, should be reviewable. There should be a challenge available, because this is not, it's about using the technology we have to get it right. And right now, it's not right. So we'll see changes, but fans cannot let this go, because even if you're not a Saints fan, every team, every fan around the country should be interested in this, because it happened to the Saints. But if something isn't done, it can happen to your team.